Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, as you can tell where I'm videoing today, I'm in a different location within our home. And I wanted to share with you one of the latest projects that I've been building. You've been watching it, you've been anticipating this particular video. It sits on a table right behind me. And so I don't want to give you a home tour right now. That's not what we're going to do because we're not fully decorated yet, but I do want to give you an update and show you how Trick or Treat Lane looks with all of it together, with all the lights on. Now, I know some of you had asked earlier, could you just set your camera up and show you setting this up? And so I want you to know that I thought about it. I gave it some good thought, but I didn't do it. And here's a couple reasons why. One, this took about 2 hours or so to set up because of the all the wires and everything getting in place. And plus you're not allowed to cuss on YouTube. And so you'd have heard me do that several times trying to set this thing up. And so for those couple of reasons, I didn't do any of that. But nonetheless, I do want to show you what it looks like. And that way you get a chance to see it without having to wait another few weeks before we do the entire 2023 home tour video. I know you guys are looking forward to that, as are we. So with that, let's jump off of this tripod and go take a look at Trick or Treat Lane. Okay, so here is what Trick or Treat Lane looks like from the kind of a far away look, and you can see a couple of the tables there. We've got a kind of a cloth. This is more fabric from Joann's that we almost got long enough to cover this whole thing, but not quite. But this is where, so when I tell you that I plan everything to sit in a certain area of my home, this is kind of what I'm talking about, right? This is the area, this kind of this little cutout from here to here is the area that I knew that this Trick or Treat Lane would need to fit in. So that's why it was 4 foot by 4 foot. I could almost get away with 4 foot by 6 foot, but it would come all the way out to the edge over here. And that's if I put it all the way up against the wall over here. So I think that, you know, with future expansion, that is what's going to happen. We won't see that for a little while though. So, and the wiring is all hidden underneath. I will try to give you a real quick glimpse at that if my camera and this cloth will cooperate. Don't judge the rat's nest of wiring down here, but it's all set up on a couple of big surge protectors. You see all the wiring coming up from the middle of the displays, just like they were designed to do, and falling straight down through the center. That's why that cabling and those tunnels are so important. And then the everything just kind of runs down and is kind of drooped along the bottom there. And it's all plugged into surge protectors. It's all safe and nothing's overcrowded. There's still plenty of empty receptacles in there. So that is a sort of a sneak peek behind the scenes there. But this is how it looks. So let's start from this end. We're kind of walking in backwards, but this is the section number 4. This is the Edward Goodbody crypt, the graveyard, the pumpkin patch. You can see everything is lit up there. And then going down the street to the haunted church, and then the Peanuts house over in this area here. And you can see the street lights are all plugged in. Everything is decorated. And as we kind of just continue on down the road there as we turn the corner. And so, and I will do another video with music and kind of set this aside as a completed video like I always do. But I wanted you to be able to see it a little bit first. And then as we come into the downtown area, you see how that is starting to look, or how it does look. Everything is the way that it was designed to be. We've got all the kids in the town square. We've got the parade coming out of the town square. Everything is well lit. Everything looks really good. And then we come down the street here and we get into Trick or Treat Lane, the actual little subdivision part. The only thing that I don't like a whole lot, and maybe I've got a cord that isn't sitting correct, but this kind of sits up a little bit, but you can see the whole thing maybe kind of goes up and down in the back. So I'm not sure why it's like that. It just kind of is. So it's a little speed bump there to slow kids down, I suppose. And then as we come down into Trick or Treat Lane proper, you can see how that is starting to look, and just with the lights on and everything, it's just so nostalgic. I think it looks really, really good. Everything is well lit. If we come to this side of the street, you can kind of get an idea of the houses there. Got the cemetery house, the skeleton house, the mummy house, and the Black Cat Flats sitting right there. And then as we turn the corner and go this way, we've got the Halloween party house. I did replace the light in that with a white LED light. It's much brighter. It looks a lot better. We've got the Kraken house. We've got the Bat house. We've got the glares and stairs down there, and then with the peanuts you saw on the other side. So that's really about it. The colors are just out of this world. It looks really good. I'm very pleased with it. It looks really good where it sits. And if I can back up just a little bit more, you can kind of see that it fits in there pretty well. I mean, it kind of goes, right into where it's supposed to go, kind of hand in hand. So we are good to go. Very, very happy with the way this turned out. It looks really good sitting right here. So hopefully you're enjoying this as much as I am enjoying building it and putting it together, and then kind of sitting back and looking at the fruits of your labor, I suppose, when you're all done with it. So there is a good look at the finished product of Trick or Treat Lane for 2023. Okay, well, hopefully that gives you a better detailed look, a little bit of behind the scenes, a little peek under the curtain, no kidding, to see the wiring and how all that was run. That was a lot more difficult than I really imagined it would be. And so I drug the other table, which is a matching table on different sides of the family or the living room, drug both of those over together. And then, once we laid the cloth down over top of it, that has to go on first before the platforms go. I realized that I couldn't really reach the back platforms, especially with everything on them, which is how I was going to kind of modularly build them and then sit them in place with all the wires. So I had to kind of piecemeal it together, and it became very time consuming and sort of frustrating. This took a lot longer than it probably needed to take. So maybe lessons learned. I don't know how I would do it differently. I eventually slid both tables really close together, worked on the back, pulled the front table out a little bit more, and then worked on the front section. Had to decorate everything on the back section first, and then come to the first section, because it's hard, almost impossible to reach all the way from the front to the back once the tables are where they need to be to display it. So a learning process. I don't think I would change anything. It's not something that's easily showable unless you're here helping. So if anybody wants to volunteer to come and help set it up, or better yet, come and take it down as we start to redecorate for Christmas here in a few months, you're certainly more than welcome, especially if you're in the Phoenix area. So hey, hopefully you've enjoyed this. I know I've certainly enjoyed building this one. This has been probably the best build for me personally this year. I've just enjoyed seeing it all come together, and I think it looks really, really good sitting where it is right now. So I'm pleased with all that. So if you've liked it, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps the channel to grow. It helps me personally, and it keeps me motivated to keep building stuff like you see behind me. So with that, we are going to talk again real soon. I've got more videos planned. And so until we talk next time, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again real soon.